Welcome to CVR English. This is Naresh Kumar. Let's watch the world news. The Dalai Lama celebrated his 90th birth on Sunday in Dharmshala. India was surrounded by the thousands of monks, followers, dignitaries and international guests. Amid heavy rain, events featured the prayer ceremonies, traditional music and the raising of the Tibetan flag, underscoring his enduring role as a global symbol of compassion and Tibetan excellence. He reaffirmed the plan's reincarnate in line with Buddhist tradition. Syrian civil defense continued battling wildfires Saturday across the Latakia's Turkmen mountains and wider countryside. Teams supported by Turkish helicopters and ground units worked to contain blazes amid scorching temperatures, strong winds and rugged terrain. Crews looted the coastal hotspots, carried firebreaks and evacuated nearby villages. Unexploded ordnance opposed Syria's hazards. Coordination between Syrian and Turkish and emergency ministers aimed to protect forests and homes on farmland as the climate-driven conditions fuel the wildfire spread.
الصباح الباكر كان هنالك عملية إخماد شبه كاملة للحرائق، ولكن للأسف مما أدى إلى اندلاع في الغطاء النباتي، بالإضافة للأسف كان هنالك وصول هذه الحرائق إلى المنازل المدنيين وبالإضافة إلى الأراضي الزراعية. منذ الصباح الباكر كان هنالك عملية إخماد شبه كاملة للحرائق، ولكن للأسف مما أدى إلى اندلاع في الغطاء النباتي، بالإضافة للأسف كان هنالك وصول هذه الحرائق إلى المنازل المدنيين وبالإضافة إلى الأراضي الزراعية. منذ الصباح الباكر كان هنالك عملية إخماد شبه كاملة للحرائق، ولكن للأسف مما أدى إلى اندلاع في الغطاء النباتي. بالإضافة للأسف كان هنالك وصول هذه الحرائق إلى المنازل المدنيين وبالإضافة للأراضي الزراعية. منذ الصباح الباكر كان هنالك عملية إخماد شبه كاملة للحرائق، ولكن للأسف مما أدى إلى اندلاع في الغطاء النباتي. بالإضافة للأسف كان هنالك وصول هذه الحرائق إلى المنازل المدنيين وبالإضافة للأراضي الزراعية.
At least 43 people, including 15 children, died in Kerala country. Texas after torrential rain causes the Guadalupe River into flood on Friday. Nearly a foot of rain overwhelmed the region known for its historic summer camps. Floodwaters swept through the hilly terrain, trapping residents and campers. An additional 8 deaths were reported in nearby counties. Emergency crews continue search and rescue efforts as dozens remain missing. China's second aircraft carrier, the Shandong, has been conducting the large-scale naval drills in the Pacific, including coordinated the Farsi exercises near Japan and Taiwan with its sister ship Liaoning. These joint maneuvers, marking the first Chancellor and dual carrier operation beyond the first land chain, are viewed by Taiwan and Japan as a demonstration of Beijing's expanding naval power. Liaoning previously visited the Hong Kong in 2017.
提到我们的强大，让他们知道，不管强敌来犯，有我们站在他们身后。香港有我，祖国有我。还有一些其他舰艇的。 到我们的强大，让他们知道，不管强敌来犯，有我们站在他们身后。香港有我，祖国有我。还有一些其他舰艇的。
A powerful explosion rocked a gas station in southern eastern Rome early Friday, injuring at least 40 people. Among the casualties, 2 residents remain in severe condition at the Casilino hospital, while police confirmed that 11 officers, 1 carabiner and 1 firefighter were also hurt, none with the life threatening the injuries. Emergency teams evacuated a nearby sports center just before a second blast, limiting the further harm. Authorities also suspect a gas leak during LPG unloading and have launched an investigation.
Ok.
L'abbiamo fatta.
Dai. Voi vi posizionate qui? Ok.
Andreocchio che mo c'è il quadro. Ok.
Head of the BRICS summit in Rio de Janeiro, President Sio hosted leaders from Ethiopia, Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates to deepen diplomatic ties and explore cooperation in trade, investment, climate and multilateralism. These pre-summit meetings reflect BRICS' expanded membership and shared goals of economic integration and global South advocacy. Amid Western tariff pressures and geopolitical tensions, leadership emphasized the unity against protectionism and support for sustainable developmental agenda. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres arrived in Rio de Janeiro to attend the BRICS summit, where leaders from the major emerging economies are gathering to discuss global trade, financial reform and geopolitical cooperation. Emerging nations, which present about half the world's population and 40% of global economic output, are expected to decay US President Donald Trump's indiscriminate trade tariffs, saying they are illegal and risk haunting the global economy. They also united over serious concerns about US import tariffs, according to the draft summit statement obtained.
Just for information, sir? Yes, she's going to be with you as well. Yeah? She's going to be with you. Oh!
In Pamplona's Plaza Consistorial, thousands of glad invite with red scarves packed the square at noon on July 6 for the Chupianjo, the ferry rocket, launching the San Air Man festivals in 9 days of revelry. Chanting Viva San Air Man. Participants closed the doors each other with the wine as the rocket soared from the city hall balcony. Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh shakes and the hands with the Brazilian, mark an important step in bilateral trade, celebrating the first export of Brazilian beef to the Vietnam and Vietnamese tilapia to Brazil. The meeting held ahead of the BRICS summit also included the signing of a memorandum of the understanding to the boost cooperation in the science, technology, innovation and digital transformation. Chinese Premier Li Qingguo arrives in Rio de Janeiro, attends the BRICS summit, where leaders from the major emerging economies are gathering to discuss global trade, financial reform and geopolitical cooperation emerging nations. These represent about half the world's population and 40% of global economic output, are set to the unity over serious concerns about US import tariffs, according to the draft summit statement obtained by the media.
Be careful.
A massive sinkhole opened up east of Guadalajara in Mexico's Jalisco state, swallowing two vehicles, a cargo truck and a personal truck, and prompting an emergency response. Aerial images revealed the full extent of the accident, showing the gaping sinkhole, approximately 40 meters long by 10 meters wide, that disrupted traffic. No injuries or deaths have been reported.
digo que ellos hablan de un minuto antes de costo rápido, toque a
Argentine President Javier Milei and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi appeared on the balcony of Casa Rosada in Buenos Aires today during Modi's 2-day official visit ahead of the BRICS summit in Rio de Janeiro. Their public greeting underscores deepening ties. Argentina will supply lithium and shale gas, while India gains easier access of medicines and digital partnerships. The leaders also discussed expanding defense, trade and energy cooperation before Modi departs for Brazil. Family, friends and football stars gathered in Gondomar, northern Portugal to bid a tearful farewell to the Liverpool forward Diogo Jota, 28, and his younger brother Andres Silva, 25. The two siblings tragically lost their lives in a car crash in Spain just 2 days earlier. The somber ceremony drew hundreds of the mourners, with many remembering the brothers not only for their talent but for their humility and impact on local community. The football world also paid tribute with players and fans alike, expressing their grief and admiration for Jota's achievements and Silva's promising future. Restaurants and retail stores were vandalized in Mexico City's colonial Roma neighborhood. During a protest against gentrification, hundreds of demonstrations took to the streets to denounce soaring housing prices and the displacement of long-time Mexican residents as more foreigners move into the area. The protest highlighted the growing tensions over the city's changing demographics and cost of living. At least 24 people, including children, are dead and about 20 remain missing after torrential rains caused the Guadalupe River to the overflow in Caravelle, northwest of San Antonio. The catastrophic flooding swept through the south central Texas, with rescue teams urgently searching for at least 20 girls missing from a riverside summer camp. Officials have called the flash flood one of the worst in recent memory as communities reeled from the destruction. There's the wrap about the Devotional News. Keep watching CVR English News.